Hello everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today I'll be making this beautiful summer dress, so keep on watching. These are the measurements that I used to determine my width and the length of my dress. For my width, I measured around my hips and added 6 to that number. Then I divided the total by 2 because I'll fold my fabric in half. For my length, I measured from my shoulder all the way to my ankle because I wanted my dress to be longer. Then I added 4 inches hemming allowance for the top of my dress and the bottom. I have started by folding my fabric in half, wrong sides facing me. I'm then going to mark my width, which is my hips measurement plus 6 inches allowance because I want this dress to be more loose. If you want yours to be more looser, then you can add more seam allowance. I'm then going to divide that measurement that I got by half, which will give me 23, and then I will mark 23 all around. After marking my measurement, then I will go ahead and cut. So now I've got two pieces which are now my front and back. For my armhole depth, I marked 8 inches down. Then for my width, I marked 5 inches from the edge of my fabric. Then I connected both points with my curved ruler and I repeated the same exact process on the other side and cut. After cutting, I went ahead and pinned both sides together. I repeated the same exact steps as the main fabric on my lining. The only difference is I shortened the length to my knees. I then went ahead and pinned down the sides together. Off camera, I serged all the edges of my fabric together to stop it from fraying. I then headed over to my sewing machine and I sewed the sides together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I repeated the same exact steps for my lining. I ironed the seams of my lining and my main fabric. I've turned my main fabric to the right side. This is the wrong side. This is the right side. My lining is still on the wrong sides. Then I went ahead and inserted my lining to the main fabric. I will then match up the side seams on my armhole together. Then I will pin both the lining and the main fabric together and sew. After sewing the two armholes together, I trimmed down the sewing allowance Then I turned the dress to the right sides and ironed the armhole. I folded 1 inch in and then I folded again. Then I went ahead and ironed. Then I pinned all around and repeated the same on the other side. Repeated the same thing on my hemline by folding twice and then pinned down and went ahead and sewed. This is how it looks after sewing. These are the measurements that I used to create my belt and strap. Length of my belt is 42. Then I'm going to divide that number by 2 because I folded my fabric in half. I'm then going to mark down my width, which is 5 inches, and then after that I will cut. Here I'm marking down my length for my straps, which is 35 inches, and since I folded my fabric in half, I'm going to divide that by 2, and then my width is 1.5 and I'm going to mark that down and cut. I went ahead and cut interfacing for my belt, which is the same length and width. This is optional. The reason why I did this to mine is because my fabric is really lightweight. And I repeated the same thing also for my straps. I went ahead and ironed the interfacing to my belt and strap. I then folded it in half and pinned down and headed over to my sewing machine to sew. I'm going to sew my belt with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. I'm then going to leave a little opening that is 1 inch so that I can be able to turn the belt inside out. After I sewed the belt, I then trimmed down the sewing allowance before turning it. I repeated the same thing as well for the strap. Here I'm going to attach my straps with a safety pin. I'm going to pull it through this side and also to the other side. These are the final results of the dress. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click the like button below and subscribe for more videos. Bye!